Our government spokesperson, Honorable Isaac Maura, who is also an advisor in our government. Dr. Isaac Teach.
Good evening. Good evening. I am very happy to stand before you today. I've just come in, I've been ushered into the podium. I wish MC would have allowed me to acclimatize a little bit. My name is Isaac Maura. I am the government spokesman of the Republic of Kenya. And I'm happy to come to this book launch of my friend Yusuf Noah Refigah, grandpa. Yusuf and I have known each other for some time, and what stuck with me is his organization of the Nubian Festival and culture. And he has distinguished himself in so many fields, in art, in corporate communications, organizing events. And just recently, without me knowing, I don't know who did it, but I was a recipient of the first runners-up award of the most informative show in the Bobea Leadership Awards that were held recently. I didn't know he was the one who was behind it because I only saw him when I went to receive the award at the KCB Leadership Center. I was pleasantly surprised. I have started a podcast which also is aired on KBC, and it's about helping the government tell its own story, because that's my job anyway. And I'm happy it's been very well received. So Yusuf, you really cut across many fields. In fact, to speak about that award, the awardees are very happy. I've spoken to them, some PSS, some people in the country. You are really a trailblazer. And now, ossifying your story in a book is very, very important. I am fascinated by books because it is the most enduring. If you look at our religions, the way we connect to religion is through the books. For those of us who are born again or Christians, we talk about the Bible, the God of the Bible. If you talk about the Muslim, it's the Quran. If you talk about the Buddhists, they have their own, written text, Gita. So you have then many people being associated, or rather their faith is about the book. And so why a book? Because it gives us an opportunity to understand the reason behind. Michelle Obama has written a book, Becoming. So through your book, we are able to understand your motivation and your personal contributions, because sometimes we'll be recipients of your intentions or whatever has been accomplished without necessarily knowing the raison d'etre. What is it that made you to do it? What is the spirit behind it? And so now, is the walking stick the true north of your calling and destiny and purpose? Is a walking stick the guide to lead others to find their own purpose? Is a walking stick the support system that makes you to be the people who are around you? Is a walking stick that which dignifies old age and the sagacity that comes with it within our African context? Is a walking stick like that of Moses of the Bible, leading the Israelites in the desert for 40 years, but having first used it as a staff to shepherd the sheep in the wild for another 40 years? Is a walking stick the one that the bishop uses to punish, but also to pull back into the fold without casting a wayward daughter or son away? Is a walking stick that which gives us the strength to stand up and be respected in society as a sign of authority? Yusuf, you've accomplished what so many people have not done within your young age. You're still young. You're still in your 40s. And they say life begins at 40. and you've gone beyond the traditional. And then they say, when you're at 40, you are likely to have one wife, 2 children, a 3-bedroom house, a 4-wheel vehicle, and 5 huge loans. That's a typical definition of a middling class. But you've gone beyond that to actually make more people find purpose and meaning in your life. So I think I just want to say congratulations. This is absolutely amazing. The fact that you've been able to bring on board very many renowned musicians to find their space. The fact that you've been able to help your community to find dignity and relevance and self-definition in the cultural festival. The fact that you've also been able to go ahead to award people who are doing great things in various fields says so much about the person that you are in. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what you have been able to do. Well, I want to ask all of us here at this auditorium. This auditorium is significant to me because I've come here to speak about human rights before. I've also come here when we were signing the various charters of various counties with the now President William Ruto. Also, we were here, this is actually where we were waiting to get to hear his results as being elected as president. We were all here, those who were here. So this hall is very significant. And I also think it is also here that President Uhuru Kenyatta gave his first address as the president-elect way back in 2013. So it's a very significant auditorium. It carries a lot of history, and with it also your launch, which is also will go down history of a man who rose from relative obscurity to become a great trailblazer in our times. Let's clap for you. And as Frantz Fanon said, that each generation out of relative obscurity must find its purpose to actually fulfill it or betray it. I am enthused that the call for our generation is to be patriotic. Sometimes when we see those who are opposing government using the flag, while also those who support the government using the flag, the question always is, which side of the flag are you prosecuting your case from? The most important thing though is that we all love our country, and that we may have different views of how is it that we want it to be run. But the most important thing is that tuwe watu wenye uzalendo, watu ambao watasimama kidete kutetea haki ya nchi yetu, kuhakikisha kwamba Kenya iwe ni nchi ambayo itatupatia nafasi sote kwa usawa, ndio kila mtu aweze kujua kwamba ana uwezo na tajriba ya uongozi, ya wanabiashara, ya wana vuguvugu wa kuisaidia jamii iweze kusimama. Tusiweze kuisaliti nchi hata wakati tuna malumbano makubwa ambayo pengine yanafanya tuwe na mawazo kinzani. Tuwe watu ambao tutaketi chini kwenye kumbi kama hizi, tuweze kuzungumza na kusemezana ili tuweze kusongesha nchi mbele. Kenya itainuka, Kenya itasimama kwa umoja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo daima. Asante sana.
Was the government spokesman and also a former senator, former cabinet administrative. Thank you to all our dignitaries. I would love for all of us and all of you to speak, but time is not on our side. So please bear with us. We'd like to get into the next phase of the program,